My name is Guisepi Spadafora, and I'm here today to talk to you about dumpster diving. I've been traveling the country for the last 15 or so years with the free T-bus, but one of the ways in which I existed out in the world was by collecting free food from dumpsters. And I guess I wanted to talk about dumpster diving with you because dumpster diving in my mind is one of the ultimates in frugal nutrition. If getting food for free, and especially dumpster diving in places like natural food stores, places that may tend to have better nutritional content in the food, is a great way to, for not just personal health and nutrition, but many reasons. There's all kinds of social, environmental, economic reasons to dumpster dive. So I like to dumpster dive because it's free. And that's an economic reason, a personal economic reason. But beyond the personal economic reasons for dumpster diving, there are larger forces at work. In our current economic system, a business must grow somewhere around 3 or 4% a year in order to remain viable. And that's to deal with inefficiencies and inflation and things like that. But the basis of a capitalist system that we live in is perpetual growth. If a business doesn't grow at 3 or 4% a year, it's less likely to succeed, and it will probably go under. But when you have a whole food industry that has to grow at 3 or 4% a year, but you have a population in the United States that only grows at 1% a year, somewhere around there. And how do you get people to buy more food than they need? How do you continue to get people buying more and more food? A couple ways are create food in a lab that is addictive so that people eat more. Create food in a lab that has very low nutritional value so that people have to eat more. And then finally, incorporate food waste into the system. When you go to the store and you buy food, you're not just buying the food that you're eating, you're also buying all the food that's thrown away. That's a cost that's internalized by the system. And so we have created a culture and laws that uphold this culture around making sure that food gets wasted. That are really stringent best by and expiry dates, which are oftentimes have nothing to do with when a food is actually bad, especially foods like yogurts or other probiotic foods that were kind of initially created and used because they didn't go bad very easily. And then we have this culture of, we can't eat imperfect foods. If it's bruised, if it's crooked, if the package is damaged or something like that. So there's all these ways in which we've created a culture that upholds the system of food waste and the laws that surround that as well. So dumpster diving in an economic sense is going against a system that's designed to waste food. So alongside the economic reasons for dumpster diving, which are both personal and kind of part of a larger picture, there's also environmental reasons to dumpster dive. In the United States, somewhere between 30 and 40% of food is thrown away every day. And that's everywhere from the farm to your plate and beyond. So one of the main places that food is wasted is at grocery stores themselves, as well as some food distribution hubs. And that's a great place to intercept that food. But the environmental implications of growing a food, especially if it's grown in a harmful way to the environment, harvesting that food, refrigerating it, transporting it, dropping it off at a store, maybe processing it, making it into a value-added product, bring it to a store, refrigerating it, the lights in the store, all of the things that it takes to bring food from the farm to your plate. There's energy embedded into that product all along. And then to turn around and to put that 30 or 40% of our food every day into the trash is a major environmental concern. Not to mention that when food ends up in the trash in the landfill after taking energy to get there, food biodegrades in the landfill in an anaerobic environment. In anaerobic environments, biodegradable things create methane, which is about 30 times more potent of a greenhouse gas than CO2. So every step of the way, our food system and then the added steps of throwing that food away has major environmental concern. So if someone like you goes dumpster diving, you are basically reducing the need, because you're not buying that food, you're reducing the demand side of the market to create more food, and you're also reducing all of these environmental costs that come into the production and throwing away of food. Why isn't more food donated? In 1994, Bill Clinton signed into law the Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Act. And this law releases from liability any restaurant or grocery store or business that donates food that would otherwise be wasted through a charitable organization to hungry people. But I continue to find that businesses are still scared to give food away, even through organizations. And I get it. We live in a highly litigious society where people want to sue one another for the smallest thing. We are really good at shirking our own personal responsibility in this world. So there are all these mechanisms that are economic and political that push the system to stay where it is. Food businesses want food waste to occur because that's part of their bottom line. You as a consumer are still paying for that food waste. It's built in. Companies don't want to be sued. All of these factors, it's like a train going down the tracks where it's really difficult to alter the course once it's happened. And there's these little band-aid things that we as individuals can do, like dumpster diving, to help alleviate that. And I also want to just preface all of this with, I am a white middle-class male from America. I have great privilege. It is easier for me to do these things than it is for some other people. I have blind spots in this area, but I encourage anyone who has better understanding than I of what it's like to dumpster dive as a non-white person or a non-male or non-straight person. Share your experiences with people. Help educate people like me and other people about the realities of dumpster diving as a marginalized person. Through these videos, we're going to talk about various aspects and elements of dumpster diving, from preparing to actually going to safety and legal issues. So watch some of these videos. Let me know what you think.
Hey everyone, this is Mason Hutchison with Herb Rally. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. So the video you just watched was lesson 1 in Guisepi Spadafora's dumpster diving module from our first course. It's called The Art of Frugal Nutrition. So The Art of Frugal Nutrition is a sliding scale course. It slides all the way down to free, so you could register for free. It's ever expanding. It's a community, which means there's a private Facebook group, and it's also a fundraiser. To learn more about it, you could go to herbrally.com/frugalnutrition. But just to give you a little bit more info about Guisepi's module, it's about an hour and a half long, and it's all about the how-tos of dumpster diving. He goes over the safeties and legalities of it, kind of like basic checklists of what you need. Me and him actually go out into Somewheresville, USA, and do a live dumpster diving demo just to get you a feel for it. We talk about cleanup and basically anything you would want to know to empower yourself to go try this counter-cultural activity. So one more time, to check it out, go to herbrally.com/frugalnutrition. There you'll also be able to see the other modules that we have currently, which are fermentation with Kirsten Shockey and bone broth with Jade Alessandro Mace. And like I said, we're just going to keep adding on to it. We got one coming soon with Bevan Clare called the Spice Apothecary. So we really appreciate you checking it out, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.